Fitzpatrick out with the hip injury. Terry McLaurin.
Now looking to throw. Loops the ball up. Leaping catch by Garrett Wilson. Down inside.
All right, everybody, what's going on? This is the Ins and Out with D podcast. I'm your host, Darius Ricks, a.k.a. DT. You know me on Twitter, everything, man. Everything's been going good with support. Just want to give a shout out. We got a very special guest today, man. My guy, Reggie Jones. This big bro right here. Infamous Bottom Line. You already know, man.
Already.
Shout out to the section and everything, man. But how you been, big bro?
I mean, I'm here, man. I'm glad to finally be a part of it, man. Give you some insight on what I think. What I think we're gonna do this year.
Oh, okay. You know, this the ins and out with D, man. We talk about everything, not just my Commanders and stuff, man. And you know, this is a perfect opportunity. First time having someone on the show with me. We just talk ball. So, wanted to get your mindset on this team this year. You guys got a new coach, Josh McDaniels, who was the offensive coordinator with the New England Patriots, and he was a former Denver Broncos coach. Now he's coaching your team. What are your thoughts so far on Josh McDaniels in Las Vegas?
I think we have something special with Josh McDaniels. The first time, of course, his head coaching gig with the Broncos, I believe it was 2009. It didn't go as well, but I mean, that's where you have, you know, multiple fits for different coaches for different jobs. I think what we have now is it can be something special. He's proven that with Tom Brady and New England. He had so you've seen some glimpses with Cam Newton, but necessarily Cam Newton didn't fit that system. And you've seen it with Mac Jones in New England as well. But Derek Carr, man, he now has his quarterback that he can mold, or not really mold, but he's an older veteran in the league now. He has the quarterback that he sees that can fulfill his system and get him some wins, ultimately get him back to the Super Bowl and get him a Super Bowl championship as a head coach. The system, it's from what I've seen from the first game, it's beautiful. You know, just hoping to see a lot more of that throughout the season.
Yeah, that Perkins system has been very legendary in the league.
Right, the Perkins system.
Getting the ball out to the short passing game, running backs and things, whatever. You guys got the personnel to do that. And speaking of Derek Carr, he gets a familiar face coming back with him. Former teammate with the Fresno State Bulldogs, Devontae Smith, who is arguably, clearly to me, the best wide receiver in the league right now. How do you feel about that combination this upcoming year, having guys like Renfro and Darren Waller to throw to?
I believe we have the potential to have one of the most premier, best offenses in the league this year. Of course, having Devontae Adams. I mean, who wouldn't want Devontae Adams in their system? That before 2014, Derek Carr was drafted in 2014. When they were in Fresno State together, I mean, it was special. They were in Fresno. They won a championship together, and they said they'll tell you themselves that they never stopped throwing the ball to each other. They never stopped working out together, practicing together, and to have Devontae Adams at the wideout, Hunter Renfro, even some of the rookies, Justin Hall, Keelan Cole, Tyron Johnson. This can be a very explosive offense, So I'm very excited to see what defenses think they will be able to do with those wideouts.
Yes, this offense looks like it has potential to probably go about 28 to 30 points a game, but you also got to stop people. Man. And past couple of years, the defense has been up and down. I mean, you guys got like Mason Crosby on the defensive side. Y'all had Yannick Ngakoue. Y'all let him go last year. Then y'all drafted Damon Arnett, first-round pick from Ohio State. But unfortunately, he had other plans and that didn't pan out. So you guys are looking at a new philosophy on defense. What are your thoughts on the defense this year? Do you think it's good enough for how stacked this AFC conference is and can at least get y'all to the playoffs and the Super Bowl?
I think so. So it's looked like, the past few years that the offense was been keeping us in games. The offense has been putting on points, and the defense has been hanging on by strings. We haven't had a decent defense in a long time. So with Patrick Graham's defense, I'm looking forward to it. The last system we had, it was just bend, don't break. This system here is don't bend, don't break, don't give them anything. So I'm excited to see that with this defense. This defense should, I believe, get us to the playoffs. We don't really need a top 5 defense. We really don't even need a top 10 defense. If you can have a top 15 defense and a really high potent offense, then you should get to the playoffs. You should make a really deep playoff run, if not make it to the Super Bowl. I think I think with, like you said, we let Yannick go, and in that trade we picked up Rock Ya-Sin in the secondary. Really good defensive back, man. He showed himself in Indianapolis since being drafted. I remember him being drafted. I think he was on our board to be drafted by us. I don't remember who it was that we picked up instead of him. I think he went before we got to him. But picking up Chandler Jones, the bookends of Max Crosby on the other side, man, it's looking good. Denzel Perryman as a linebacker, and then the rotation of the linebackers, man. You have Darian Butler, Divine Diablo. We drafted him last year, man.
Love him.
I really specifically I like those kind of moves where you can draft a secondary player or a safety, and they have the size and speed to actually play linebacker. Divine Diablo showed flashes of greatness last year. He showed a lot of promise last year, and from my understanding from the camp notes, he's been balling out this year in camp as well. So we're playing right now. So I know when we finish here, I'm gonna check out to see what else they got going on. Had a really good game against the Jaguars. I know it's just preseason, but I'm looking at the formations. I'm looking at what we have as far as backup players. When we got some starters in there, our O-line. I was a little bit concerned about our O-line, still am a little bit, but I think we have pieces, and I think that our coaches can get those offensive line players in the right position to succeed.
Got you. So, and it's crazy. So I did a State of the AFC video a month ago, and I was talking about how much that conference has changed, and it really has been at the quarterback position. And I look at the AFC West. That's one of the divisions that have really taken a big step up and added competition. Since you guys have Patrick Mahomes in that very same division, you also have Justin Herbert, and now good boy Russell from the 804. He's now with the Denver Broncos. So how do you see yourself in this new look AFC West?
Listen, we were a part of an arms race. It was an arms race to see who could come out on top with the most stacked roster on paper. As far as the AFC West, you still have the Kansas City Chiefs. They lost Tyreek Hill. I think it's going to hurt him a little bit. But as long as you got Patrick Mahomes, you still have Patrick Mahomes. So I haven't seen much. That the Chiefs' weakness to me would be their defense. They don't have a really good defense. It helped them stay in there. It was a middle of the pack defense last couple of years. But like I said before, if you have a high powered offense, you can stay in games. You can stay in them. But I feel as though that offense has regressed, and also the defense, would it been in the middle of the pack, has regressed as well. So I think we can, if not take one of those two games, I think we can take both. For the Chiefs, the Broncos has always had a really good defense. They've had a good defense for the past few years now. And adding Russell Wilson to it, that's what the Broncos were missing, was a quarterback. The last time they had a good quarterback was Peyton Manning. Since then, they circled through Drew Lock. Teddy Bridgewater last year, but Teddy Bridgewater, that offensive line could not keep him up at all. And I'm not really sure what's going on with Jerry Jeudy, if he's out of trouble or not. I know Tim Patrick just got hurt for the rest of the season, and that's their number 2 receiver. Noah Fant was in part of that trade to Seattle, so I'm not seeing the promise of Denver Broncos doing really well as far as offensive wise. You have Russell Wilson, but if Russell Wilson had a wide receiver in Seattle the last 2 years. I mean, he didn't play really much last year with his finger injury. But I don't see much promise from that Broncos offense. As far as the Chargers I think is the biggest threat in the AFC West with Justin Herbert. They did just pick up J.C. Jackson, which I really thought that we were going to pick him up, but it didn't work out that way. But I'm fine with that. It actually left open the door for us to pick up Chandler Jones. The Chargers have a really good offense. They have a really good defense. I think if any team in the AFC West is a threat to the Raiders, it is the Chargers. You can see that with we went 1-1 last year with the Chargers. The first game, I wouldn't say it was a fluke. It was what it was. The second game, that was for all the marbles, and it just shows the promise of what it means to be a Raider. When our back is against the wall, when nobody else believes in us, we got us, and this is how it's going to come out. I really think we have a really good chance in the AFC West. If we don't win the division, I think we got second, and we're making it in the playoffs.
Oh wow, man, that's a hot take right there. So,
yeah,
so the NFL made their top 10 quarterback list, and there was a lot of uproar about Lamar Jackson not being up there. But I can also say should be an argument that Derek Carr has consistently been played at top 10 quarterback level. And I was wondering how do you feel about that? How Derek Carr is literally one of the underrated quarterbacks in the league.
Most definitely. Derek Carr, to me, is the most underrated quarterback in the league, by far, hands down. There's no one even close. I think there's a lot of disrespect from the media as far as like Derek Carr being one of those game manager type quarterbacks, and but Derek Carr can make every throw there is. I've always seen it. He hasn't had a consistent system since he's been in the league. He's been in the league. I think it's about year 9. Year 9. This is year 9, I believe.
I believe
after 2014. After 2014, and we're talking about in 2016, he was an MVP candidate. He was the leading MVP candidate in 2016, and went down on Christmas Eve against the Indianapolis Colts. We're talking about a guy who has made the most of what he's had, and one of his best seasons. His number 1 receiver was Brandon LaFell. He's had a season where we've had Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree, and that was one of the seasons 2016, I believe, was when we went to the playoffs, and we lost in the first round against the Texans. But we had Connor Cook as a backup, and he was our starting quarterback for that playoff game. But Derek Carr, he played his first playoff game last season. This past season against the Bengals, we came up one score short against a team that went to the Super Bowl. Derek Carr is a very underrated quarterback. To see people like Brett Favre talk mess about him, man, I can't wait to see for him to show them. He's been more of a show them than tell them type of quarterback, to show them, hey, you don't have to believe me, but when I have these weapons now, and it's about to be on.
Okay, so look, man, you're talking all that talk, but I want to go through the schedule with you. I want to see your wins and losses. Okay. So, all right. Week 1, you guys play the Los Angeles Chargers.
That's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a great game. I think there's going to be some some boil over from last season. We could have took the tie. We didn't. But that's our motto: just win, but not just tie. It's just win. This game could go either way, but it's at home if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
You guys are on the road.
We on the road. Ooh, let's shut them down on the road. But I think we can take. I think we can take a W in this. I think we go in. We go in. We have to stand by that win that we had last year, and take a W for it.
All right, week 2, you guys are at home versus the Cardinals.
It's gonna be a good game against Kyler Murray. Chandler Jones going to see his next team. See his past team. It'll be tough. It'll show our defense has come along. I think we can take a W on that one as well.
Week 3, you guys go on the road to Tennessee Titans.
Is it Titans?
Yep.
I think we can take a W as well. The quarterback. He to me is a game manager. I don't see much from him. If we're gonna lock down the running back, I think we got a chance. Defense, Kevin Byard out there in the safety position. I think we can take a W on that one as well.
Week 4, you guys are at home versus the Broncos.
W, absolute W. Against the Broncos, we swept the Broncos the last 2 or 3 seasons. I think it'll be too much for Russell Wilson in the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. W.
Okay. Week 5, Monday Night Football at the Chiefs.
Monday Night Football. This right here is the premiere of us. Our statement saying we have arrived. We are playing the Chiefs. The Chiefs have bullied us for the past how many seasons? This is it. The last time we played the Chiefs on national TV, they embarrassed us. They put up 40 points on us. This year is different. We have arrived. Welcome back, Raiders. We beat them on national TV, and we embarrassed them.
Ooh, okay. All right, you guys, week 6, you guys have a bye week. Week 7, you guys will be playing the Houston Texans.
The Texans?
Yeah.
Okay, so with the Texans, I believe that with us saying that we have arrived, we are a better team now. There's no such thing as sleeper teams. We do what we have to do against teams that we're supposed to beat, and we beat them. And we beat them handily. Can you name off the top of your head who the Texans quarterback is?
David Mills.
I wouldn't have guessed that. So I think we go on the road. He did good. He did good last season. I think they had opportunity to maybe tighten up and maybe improve around him, maybe build a better system for him. But I don't see them taking a W over us. I think we remain undefeated and go to the next team.
All right. Week 8, you guys are in Louisiana against the New Orleans Saints.
Against the New Orleans Saints, we beat the Saints the past 2 seasons. The last 2-3 times we played them. Jameis Winston, hopefully he'll be healthy and ready to go for that. But I don't see him. I don't see him overtaking Patrick Graham. What Patrick Graham has prepared for him. I think we remain undefeated and beat the Saints.
All right, week 9, the Jaguars.
I see like I don't know. I can't just say I'm going to take
a
L.
Man.
You know.
Hey, look, I tell all the people all the time, man. 20-0, baby. 20-0.
You know, that's what we're hoping for.
Hey, so week 9, you guys are headed to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think we'll be able to take care of them if our O-line holds up. That guy Walker, their draft, that defensive end, that man looked good. He looked good against us in preseason. He had a sack on us. It was against Brandon Parker, you know, but Brandon Parker came from A&T. But I was hoping he'd be better this year. But that first preseason game, he did not look good. I think they say he was on the IR, but they said he's also not on the IR. So I'm a little bit confused about that one. So I think as long as our O-line can hold up, we can handle the Jaguars, and we take another W.
Okay, so now the schedule gets juicy, man. Yeah. You might have to be a little bit realistic. Week 10, you guys play the Colts at home.
Colts. Okay, so the Colts have always been one of those back and forth games for us. The Raiders, we have a rivalry with everybody. It's just how it is. We've been one of those teams since 1960. We always had tough games against people. And I think the Colts is one of those games. Rocky Sin gets to see his old team. Yannick Ngakoue, he said he has some words for us. He said he gonna show us that why we should regret trading him. This is it. We'll see, man. We beat them last year. That nice little duck toss by Derek Carr to Hunter Renfrow to seal the game for a game-winning field goal. I think we can take another W here. Another thing, the quarterback Matt Ryan, he is undefeated against the Raiders. With the Falcons, he has never lost against the Raiders. There's two teams I believe he's never lost to, and the Raiders is one of them. Today he takes one of those L's.
Okay, week 11, you guys are on the road against the Broncos.
Another W, man. I don't think the Broncos have enough. I don't think that they can't. I see them finishing fourth in the AFC West again. I don't think that they'll be able to handle anybody in the AFC West. I think they lost the arms race. I think there's nobody, unless they're able to sign Odell Beckham, they don't have enough offensively to keep up. Russell Wilson can scramble, but it's not enough.
All right, week 12. This is around Thanksgiving, I'm pretty sure. You guys play at Seattle.
Ooh, I take another W, man. They have Drew Lock, man. I mean, when you had Drew Lock, man, I can't go say you can count it as a W, but we're facing wide receiver one essentially, man. I don't think that I see them maybe finishing fourth in their division as well. So it's one of those teams where you're supposed to beat them, so go and handle business and beat them as well.
Okay, so now, me personally, I think this might be the toughest stretch of games. And that's in that December time where, teams are trying to pry for a playoff spot. Mm-hmm. Week 13, you guys play the Chargers.
The Chargers. And it's great that we actually get to play them before the last game of the season. It's the last stretch of the season. Of course, it's supposed to be because of that division rivalry. It'd be one of those back and forth. It'd be another tough one, man. If we do drop that game, I wouldn't be mad because I know at that point we'll be 1-2 with the Chargers. Chiefs be right there at 3, maybe fighting for that second seed. But that second seed in the West, AFC West, but they'll still be at 3. I think I wouldn't be mad if we drop that game. I do see us still winning that game and showing that we are the dominant team of the AFC West and taking that win.
Week 14, a Thursday night game against the defending Super Bowl champs, Los Angeles Rams.
That should be a good one. And I think the way it'll be advertised as it'll be the premier team of the AFC, one of the premier teams of the AFC versus one of the premier teams of the NFC. That should be a really good game, and it'll show us exactly where we stand when it comes to this playoff push, the playoff race, and how we will look if we do get a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. I think we do well. We take a W in that one. If we take an L in that one, it won't be by much. But I do see us taking a W.
All right. Week 15, Sunday Night Football. Your coach returns home.
This will be good, man. Bill Belichick, one of the greatest defensive coaches, if not the greatest defensive head coach of all time, versus the protege, big Josh McDaniels. Trust me, I think Josh McDaniels has this circle on his calendar. I think this should be good, man. To see the Proctor, it's gonna be good, man. I don't think Connor Cook. They're gonna have. I think we have this circled on our calendar to. This is a passing of the torch kind of game where Josh McDaniels and Coach Belichick, offensive guru versus defensive guru, to see what it'll be. I don't see it being a blowout. I see it being a close game, maybe win by a field goal type of game.
Okay. Christmas Eve against your old classic rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I like playing the Steelers, man. The Steelers are one of those teams where there are fans everywhere. They're like just like the Cowboys fans everywhere, Eagles fans everywhere, Washington Commanders fans everywhere, and just like us, fans everywhere. The nation is live, man. I think this is gonna be a great game. The last time we played Christmas Eve was against the Colts in 2016 when Derek Carr got hurt. It broke that fibula. So there's a little tension there. You know, that is in the back of my mind. But I don't think the Steelers have enough. They did look good their last preseason game. I don't think Mason Rudolph is the guy. You got Pickett, I believe, is the one in their rotation quarterbacks. If I'm them, I'm starting him. But Mason Rudolph knows the system more than Pickett does, Kenny Pickett. So I think I don't think they have enough. I think we proved that we're still the dominant team. Our aura comes into that arena and we win that game.
All right, the last 2 games of the season, you guys play the 49ers at home.
This is a rivalry game. If there's any teams that we hate, that the Raiders hate, it's the Patriots, it's the Chiefs, and it's the 49ers. We don't like each other. We shared the Bay with the 49ers for a while. That's the Battle of the Bay. Even though we're in Vegas now, we still hate the 49ers. They come up short to us. This is going to be a tough game against Deebo Samuel, Garoppolo, but he's still got Garoppolo, I guess. You know, and then that tight end is really good. Top 3 tight ends in the league now. I don't think it's going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be one of those another close games like it was with New England. They have a really good offense. They have a really good defense. But I think it's going to be another one of those close games where it's a walkover. I think we have a walk-off touchdown win against the 49ers. All
right. Last game of the season. You guys were playing the Chiefs. You already said it before I said it, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's another one that's circled on our calendar. It's circled in red too, man. I don't like the Chiefs. This potentially has the fireworks as it did against the Chargers last year without the ramifications. You know, I think we established ourselves as the playoff team, number 1. I think at this point we'll be really good where our seating is in the playoffs. We wouldn't have to start a lot of players. Maybe one of those ones where, you know, just kind of tune up game with some of our backups and stuff like that. If we drop that game, I'm fine. I would love to join the club with the undefeated 1972 Dolphins. I would love to join that. I would love to join that club. But if we drop that game, I'm fine with it. Just as long as our starters are rested and healthy and ready for the playoffs.
Okay, so from my estimation, you got your team probably going like 15-2 or something like that.
Essentially, yeah. I don't see us losing a lot of games, man. I think we have a potent offense. I think our defense is going to be in a really good form. It's going to be a lot better than what it was. A lot better than what it was is maybe 15th in the league. I'm fine with that. I think we have a really good team.
Yeah, so to me, my ceiling I have for y'all, I do believe, me personally, Denver might be the worst team in that conference. I mean, not the conference, but in that division. And it's only because, like, I don't think that defense is going to be the same as it was with Fangio was there running the program. They still have some talent on the defense. I just don't think it's going to be the same in the past couple of years. And I think if they can run the ball and try to let Russ be a game manager, don't let Russ cook, I think that's their best formula. If he has to throw 40 times a game, I don't think that's the formula to win.
You're absolutely right, man. And like you said, the defense has the talent. Fangio was a great defensive coach, but with him not there, you're just basically going off of talent and what your new defensive coach has. You still have Simmons at middle linebacker. You still the guy they picked up from the Cowboys. What was his name?
Randy Gregory.
Gregory. You got Randy Gregory on one side, And you get on the other side, man. You know, you're going off of talent. So I do see them. They doesn't have enough. Jerry Jeudy, if he gets to play, it's not going to be enough. Russell Wilson would have to be a game manager, like you said, and it still wouldn't be enough to handle Josh McDaniels coming in with a game plan for every team on the schedule. Like a lot of our weaknesses that we've had throughout the past couple seasons, it should be some of our strengths now, man. Red zone scoring, we were terrible in the red zone. And if you've seen Darren Waller's interview where he talked about it, he was like, they didn't really have a plan or a point of attack when it came to the red zone. Now this is one of those big things where it is a point of emphasis on how to attack the red zone inside from the 20 to the end zone. So I think we're in a really good position to do well.
Yeah. So my ceiling for the Raiders is that 9 to 11 win range in that conference. I think, to me, I believe y'all will be the second seed and still get in the playoffs. I'm not really as confident with the Chargers, only because Brandon Staley's system, he usually had like that Aaron Donald type. I don't see an Aaron Donald type on that defensive line. That's why they were like bottom tier in rushing defense. So I think teams will run the ball on them, like Tennessee Titans, even the Jets whatsoever. Like that's a weakness I see for them. But I think they're going to be third. They're probably one of those teams that they could be having 10 wins and still don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not a foregone estimate to make. When it comes to the defensive line, Joey Bosa is really as potent as it gets. You got Khalil Mack, of course. I mean, going against Khalil Mack, it's a kind of an emotional thing. But at the same time, he hasn't been the same Khalil Mack since he was traded to the Bears. That last season with the Bears, the first season with the Bears, I believe was his last really great season. It might be one of those things where you got certain people who play well with a certain organization. Lance Stevenson with the Indiana Pacers. I mean, it's a different sport, but it's certain people who play well with different teams. And I think Khalil Mack, he might have to come home to kind of re-energize, and get that mojo back. But as far as I can't name you one defensive tackle that they have that would pose a threat. So I believe you're right.
Yeah. So this is my my last question for you. So, I'm a Commanders fan. What are your thoughts on the Commanders heading into the 2022 season?
Honestly, man, I like the Commanders, man. When it comes to, I like your quarterback. I like Gibson. I really like Gibson. You got a running back now. What's his name?
Brian Robinson.
Him. There's another guy that they were looking at. I think he's a rookie. They were showing some of his tape. I was looking at some of his tape on YouTube. He looks pretty good. Quarterback play, man. I'm not sold on him, man. On your guy. What's his name?
Wentz.
Carson Wentz. I'm not sold on him, man. He's a game manager in my eyes. I love Terry McLaurin, man. I want the best for Terry McLaurin. One of those Ohio State players. I do see you guys making a great playoff push. Well, as long as you beat the Cowboys, you will have a tough fight against the Eagles because the Eagles look really good this year. But we played you guys last year, and I don't think we should have lost that game last year. We lost it. It is what it is. I'm not sold on Carson Wentz. I think Terry McLaurin still has a career year this year. Gibson, I think he shows off as well. I got you guys finishing maybe 9-8. I want to say.
Hey man, look, I'm cool.
9-8. Sorry to say, man.
I'm cool with that. But man, it was a good time having you up here, man. Any final thoughts?
Hey man, I appreciate you having me, man.
No problem, bro. No
Let's
problem.
go, hey, go Raiders, man. I think we're going to do really well this year. We're going to turn a lot of heads, a lot of those talking media heads who don't like us, who don't talk, who don't have anything good to say about us. Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, the guy from Pro Football Sports, Paul Gutierrez, other guy, Josh guy on Twitter. We're coming for y'all. We're going to prove you wrong. Let's go Raiders, Raider Nation.
All right, everybody. That was my guy Reggie Jones, man, with the Las Vegas Raiders. And, appreciate everybody tuning in, and I'll catch y'all on the next time.